Today I'll be reviewing Boruto episode 62, Otsutsuki Invasion. And the anime continues to surpass the manga. We just canceled the movie. The movie is an all-time great, definitely the best Naruto movie. But in comparison to the anime right now, there's not really much competition. The movie might have some better animation, but that's really all it has going for it. Because this last episode continued what they were already doing with expanding what was already happening in the movie. So this episode was a lot like the movie, but they did expand the dialogue between Naruto and Sasuke talking to Momoshiki, and we also got to see Mitsuki attempt to use Sage Mode. Not to mention we got to see Gaara and Chojuro versus Urashiki. So the mystery of what happened to Urashiki during the movie is pretty much solved now because it looks like he's now canon to the movie. Although at the end of the episode it looks like he was leaving, so I'm not sure. So as usual, the episode starts with the last one ended and we see Naruto. We also see the old characters like Sakura, Kakashi, and Gaara helping the people out of the stadium. We also see Shinki who finally wakes up and he tries to take on Momoshiki like he actually stood a chance. We also see Denki putting his laptop to use finally because he and his team are helping people evacuate. And then we see Naruto take a boot from Momoshiki and then Boruto tries to stop him, but he's just giving Momoshiki more fuel for the fire. Then we see what we've all been waiting for, Mitsuki try to use Sage Mode because he's willing to risk leaving the village to protect and save Boruto. But before he can get to Momoshiki, Urashiki uses his hook and takes the Sage Chakra right out of him. He also points out that he says that our techniques don't possess this kind of power, which means they don't collect natural energy, aka Sage Mode. So imagine how strong they would be if they did have Sage Mode. Imagine visual prowess plus Sage Mode. That'd be ridiculous. So after that we see Shikamaru who stops Momoshiki and Kinshiki with his Shadow Paralysis Jutsu. So imagine how strong he had to be to stop them both. And they were able to completely wreck the stadium without even really trying. But that didn't really last long because Momoshiki absorbed his jutsu immediately. After that we see Sasuke tell Naruto that they're the reason why Kaguya was gathering an army of white Zetsu, and that they plan to take the Nine Tails, basically everything we know from the movie. He also says that they're going to get the Divine Tree back, that they're trying to get the Divine Tree, and Naruto says that they're just cowards because they're just doping on drugs and that the tools and drugs are controlling them, similar to how Boruto tried to use the ninja tech. Then we get to another unexpected and great surprise in this arc. We get to see Gaara and Chojuro versus Urashiki. So Urashiki says that his skill is investigation and that's his specialty. So it looks like he's not really a fighter type of Otsutsuki, he's more of an investigator. I thought they would all just be strong like Momoshiki and Kaguya and Kinshiki, but it looks like there are different kinds. And through his investigations, he found out that if Gaara was at full strength, he wouldn't really have a chance. But I'm guessing by full strength, he means if he had the One Tails. And it really makes me wonder how long he's been investigating. I wonder if he's been doing this since way before the past 15 years, the end of the war. Like I wonder how long he's been investigating. We know Momoshiki and Kinshiki have been investigating since Boruto was in the academy, and Boruto's 12 now, and he started around 8. But for Urashiki to know about Gaara's connection to the One Tails, that's pretty interesting. Unless the One Tails is in the Sand Village right now, it means he's been investigating since around the time of Naruto Shippuden, which was over 15 years ago. That aside, we also get to see a bit of Urashiki's ability. We see that he has a hook. I believe we saw it before. He used it with his fight against Tonari on the moon, but we didn't see him take any powers. We just saw him kind of hook through Tonari. And earlier when he met Gaara in the beginning of this arc, we saw him hook Gaara too and take some of his chakra. And in this episode we saw him use Gaara's sand and he took Mitsuki's Sage Mode. So I wonder if he'll be able to use that later or if he has a limited time frame for using it. And while he's attacking with Gaara's sand, both Gaara and Chojuro say that he wouldn't understand how to use the borrowed power because he didn't really work for it. Which is what Naruto was saying in his fight against Momoshiki. And after that, we see Momoshiki call Naruto and Sasuke fodder, which is just pretty ironic and crazy because they're the strongest people in the show. But that aside, he says that because he has a handful of jutsu that he absorbed from Boruto. But then we get to see Naruto pull out the Nine Tails, and this is Boruto's first time seeing it, which is a pretty monumental moment because he always calls Naruto old man and thinks he's trash, but he's actually seeing how much power Naruto actually has. Then we switch over to Gaara and Chojuro, who managed to trap Urashiki in a water vortex jutsu, but Urashiki manages to escape with his Rinnegan. So it looks like he has one too. It's the same type of Rene Sharingan that Sasuke has, with the multiple Todos in it. So I'm wondering if it's in his eyes or if he has one in his hands. I wasn't really paying attention. Because we saw Momoshiki absorb jutsu with his hands, but we didn't see and Urashiki used the hook, but we never saw him do anything with his eyes aside from the Byakugan. But after that, we get one of the most legendary scenes from all of Naruto, and the most probably top two most legendary scenes in Naruto the movie, and it's when Momoshiki creates the giant Biju-like chakra spear and aims it towards Naruto and Sasuke, and then Naruto tells Sasuke to protect the children, and then he and Kurama decide to go into full power mode. And Boruto and Sarada this is Sarada's second time witnessing Naruto use this, but this is Boruto and Sarada's first time seeing this much of the power. Boruto saw it early, but Boruto is fully experiencing the Nine Tails power now. So then Boruto asks why Naruto doesn't just attack, and Sasuke tells him that he could just block off the attack, but it would take out the surrounding area. And then Boruto realizes that Naruto's doing it to protect everyone. And then we get a quick flashback of Naruto just holding Boruto as a baby, and then just them growing up and bonding with each other. And then we see all the villagers just saying Naruto's name. And then all the characters in the show just looking towards the stadium where they see all of Naruto's chakra. And then we see Hinata running towards Naruto in the stadium, which is a part they mentioned in the movie but they didn't actually show. And all of this just culminates, and you can feel what the villagers are feeling for Naruto because they're saying that he's done more than enough. And I remember watching this in the movie for the first time, and you could just feel the atmosphere just slowly shifting towards Naruto about to sacrifice himself. And then we get that scene again where Naruto looks at Boruto as if it's the last time he's going to see him. And then we just see the explosion go off, and we see Boruto yelling "Dad," and that's where the episode ends. And this episode did an absolutely great job. Like, I really just can't say enough about how the anime is surpassing definitely the manga. The manga is probably the worst version. Well, aside from the last few bits of it, but it surpassed the movie. And this was the greatest Naruto movie to date. And the anime has surpassed it in nearly every aspect but animation, but it's on an anime budget, so you can't really blame it for that. And even then, it's still pretty good. So I thought this episode was absolutely great, but if I had to nitpick and pick one part out I didn't like, I think they took too long with showing what happened or showing Boruto and Naruto growing up in the past. Because in the movie it happened a lot quicker. Granted, they have less time to work within the movie, but it had a bigger impact because of how it happened so suddenly in the movie. But maybe it was just me because I knew what was going to happen and I just wanted it to happen to be done with it. So that could just be it, because you can make the counter argument that if it was rushed, it wouldn't have felt the same. So this episode did a lot of great things, especially adding Urashiki versus Chojuro and Gaara. I think that was the best addition they made to the episode, along with seeing Mitsuki willing to sacrifice his stay in the village for Boruto. All in all, this was a great episode. Let me know what you thought of the episode in the comment section below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching, and bye.